All right. Hello, hello. My name is T. Drake, and guess what? I'm going to talk to you about a few things. First of all, I'm going to talk to you about the sound of freedom. Please forgive my voice. I have been trying to sing, and my voice has been hoarse for I don't know how long, but it doesn't matter. I'm still going to use it to do what I have to do. So, first, I want to talk about the sound of freedom. I had just seen that movie tonight, which is on the 19th of August. So when you're finding this, it might be a day or two or even further down, but it doesn't matter. That movie was very, very impactful. And I must say, I'm not sure why more people are not seeing it, but they want to go see Barbie versus Sound of Freedom. It's really not crazy hard, but apparently people want to go see the fictitious person, fictitious dolly, and they don't want to see something that's really imperative that we need to know about our kids, and that there are people that are looking for your kids, my kids, kids all over, and they're looking for them and they are taking them. Now, I won't give away anything else about the movie, but I will say one thing that came up that kept replaying in my mind when I came home is God's children are not for sale. Don't think for 1 second that there's not somebody eyeing your kid. And now when I talk about that, you're wondering, what is she talking about? You got to go see the movie to understand. And when you've seen the movie, share it to somebody else. Let somebody else know. Tell somebody else. And for those that are in the cyber bushes, yeah, it's not fake pastoring because I don't do that. I'm not a pastor. But all you can do is want to come and spy or whatnot, and that's okay. But the sound of freedom is so much more important than those that hide in the digital cyber bushes. I really don't have time to really play around with those type of people because they have nothing else better to do than sit and stalk and gawk, and that's it. So if you haven't seen that movie, please do go see it. And if you have also, I'm going to say this as a caveat side thing, if you've stopped doing social media, and this might be just for whoever needs to hear this, but if you've stopped doing social media because of certain people that you know are watching your every move, and I'm not talking about law enforcement, okay? I'm talking about friends. I'm talking about acquaintances that you don't want to be seeing anything. You've tried blocking them, they have another account, and they've been following you. I'm talking about family members, right? Don't stop doing what you know to do, what you enjoy doing because they're around or because they've been watching you. There are people that don't want to see you get elevated. They just want to talk down. They want to do all manner of things. And because October is on the horizon, I will be, of course, talking a little bit more frequently about domestic violence because that's something that I personally have lived through, and I've lived to tell the tale. And some people will just talk about things that they think they know about, and they don't. And they also happen to be part of being a catalyst to why certain things happen. We think that people just end up in domestic violence just because. No, there are things that happen that lead up to that, but nobody ever talks about it. But I will. I'll talk about my experiences. I'll talk about and I share about it. And I share a lot about it on my podcast, which has got like almost 6 years of content. So you can listen to every single podcast if you like. And I'll be doing on wisdom. I'm on wisdom, of course, doing my Bible study. And I'm excited that I'm going to be a BSF online group leader. I'm looking forward to all that the Lord has in store. But I will say, whatever the Lord is giving you to do, and however He's giving you to do that, whether that be social media, whether that be in song, whether that be in book, whether that be artistry, whether that be in teaching, whatever the Lord is giving you to do it and don't shrink back. Do it and don't hide. Do it and don't walk in fear, because the Lord hasn't given us the spirit of fear, but of love and of power and of a sound mind. And sometimes people stop. They stop doing things because there are people that they think are watching them. So guess what they do? They stop. I hope you won't stop. I hope you won't stop doing what the Lord has told you to do. And one of the taglines that I say on my podcast is, remember to be blessed, motivated, and always inspired to do what the Lord lays on your heart. That's it, your heart, your heart, your heart, your heart. Right? Don't let them do that. Because if you do, they control you. Don't let them control you. There's a reason I haven't specifically been on social media. And I'll say that for a later date, a later time. But I can talk about my relationship with the Lord. I can talk about other things, and I will. And I do. So for a long time, prior to now, and I don't know, a few years ago too, I used to do a whole bunch of lives. I was just doing lives like crazy, and I stopped. Not just because I wanted to, but I was going through transition, and I stopped. And then I had to get back on track, which is what I'm going to be doing now, because I'm still in transition a little bit, but it's getting better. But don't let anybody, anywhere, I don't care who they are, say, you know what, I don't think you should do that. I'd rather you not do that, because that's stupid and nobody's going to listen to you anyway. I wouldn't care if I only had one person listening on here. That doesn't make a difference to me. So long as you know you can be encouraged by someone who cares enough to say, hey, you know, whatever you have, someone needs to hear it. Someone needs to hear your story. Someone needs to hear what you have. Someone needs to hear what you have to provide and offer. Not everybody is for you, but there's a group of people that are waiting for your voice. And if you hide it because of people that you know, you're doing a disservice to those who are waiting on you. They're waiting on you to show up online. They're waiting for you to be authentic. They're waiting for you to share, but you're not sharing. You're literally hiding. It's time to stop hiding. It's time to come to the forefront. And it's time to not allow other people to dictate how you live, how you do your life, any of that stuff. For me, and I will share, for me, my life has been like that for a very long time. Many people have controlled my life for a long time. And I'm just now feeling free and feeling that freedom. No pun intended, to go see the movie Sound of Freedom. But I have experienced now that true freedom, because where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty, and focusing and holding and trusting in Him. He has provided me freedom and liberty and peace. Oh my gosh, when I tell you peace, calm, I love it. I do. And I'm so thankful. So I just had to stop and share this, because it has been a long time for me. It's been a long time. And I remember the last time I did share something, I had someone who left a comment that showed that the person had nothing else better to do. That's okay. Comments can be turned off as well. But when people do that, don't let them try to find a way to cause you dis-ease and displeasure. You stand up. You do what the Lord's laid on your heart, and don't let anybody stop you. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how they try. The Lord is on your side. And guess what? It says up in that word about the Lord, if the Lord is on your side, if the Lord is for me, then who can be against me? Nobody. But you got to trust in that. You got to walk in that. And it's been so long since I've actually had an opportunity to be on here and just talk and share. And I tell you what, it's been a very unique journey. And I can only attest for what I've gone through that the Lord is amazing and gracious and merciful, and his justice and his wrath is all together amazing. And I just want to thank him for his love. There are people that say that they love you, and come to find out they don't. They don't love you at all. Instead, they love to use you. They love to find other ways to manipulate and trick you and all those other things. You know, for me, it's been a whirlwind of different things I've been learning over a period of time. And to think that people thought the entire time that, well, that I was stupid and didn't know what was happening. See, one of the things Pastor Jay, who you guys should check out, Walk in Truth Radio Network, check out his stuff. One of the things he would say is, play the fool, don't be the fool. I never knew what that meant because I was actually doing that. I was doing that, but I didn't know there was actually a little saying, a little phrase for that. Sometimes people underestimate others and they think they can get over on them. They think they will always have them under their thumb and that they'll never rise up. They'll never be free. They'll always be this person that has to depend on them. And it's not true. There's been so many things that I will take time to reveal in books and things of that nature, but it's going to take time. And I'm glad that I actually went to go see The Sound of Freedom. So I know I said a lot of stuff in between The Sound of Freedom, but I hope you'll go see that movie. It is extremely impactful, as I've stated before. And if you have children, definitely if you have children, or you are just around children, or your job is about children, you got family members with children, you got friends with children, you got cousins that are children, aunts, uncles, your whole family should see Sound of Freedom because our children need us. And I know that I'm just one person. I always thought, well, what can one person do? And I had to think about some people that have gone before me that made it possible, and it was just them, the one. And it was laid on my heart so strong to say something about Sound of Freedom. I couldn't sit here like, oh, well, I just watched it and go to sleep. And I couldn't let it go. When I came home, I literally cried in the bathroom. I cried in the bathroom. And the only reason I cried is because children shouldn't have to suffer certain types of behaviors and actions from adults. And then I thought about my children. And I thought about my two youngest. And people have hurt them. People have done them not so kind. And it's my job to protect all my children, especially those two. So if you haven't seen The Sound of Freedom, I would encourage you to go see it. It is not only a good movie, it is very impactful, and hopefully it moves you to do something, whether it's doing something like this, which is making a video, or whether it's spreading it by word of mouth. But I hope you do something, because this movie needs to be shared. As much as the Barbie movie is a $1 billion movie, I don't even understand why The Sound of Freedom should be shared to everyone, because this is a serious issue that goes not talked about. And I guess one thing I can share is that the United States has a big part to play in a certain industry. A big part to play. And that's not really good hearing that. So I learned that on The Sound of Freedom. So please check it out. If not for you, for your kids. And if not for your kids, for your loved ones' kids or friends or anybody that you know in contact that you care about and you know they have kids. Go see it for yourself. Because our children need us and they need us to protect them. Even if they're not your kids, those are still children. And children need adults that will rise up, stand up, and do something, say something, and not just be a spectator and say nothing and just watch, and that's it. So if you haven't seen Sound of Freedom, please, please go and see it. Go take somebody with you, or if you need to see it after you're done, share it, call somebody, tell them go watch it before it's out of theaters. Go and see it. A very, very impactful movie. And since I saw it tonight, I know I'll be thinking about it, and I will be talking about it on my podcast. I'll be talking about it on Wisdom, and I might be talking about it on my life group. I'm not sure, but it is amazing that people want to talk about foolish, silly things and not things that are really, really kind of shows where our society is and what they deem is important. The Barbie movie versus Sound of Freedom. There really shouldn't be a hard decision to make, but apparently a lot of people want to go see the Barbie movie. I don't know why. Barbie is not even real. It's just a plastic doll. So it doesn't make sense to me. Does it make sense to y'all? I don't know. But please, once again, I'm just going to ask you, and hopefully you go see it. Please go see The Sound of Freedom in theaters right now. Go check it out. It's a very impactful movie. You'll definitely understand why after you watch it. I hope you guys have an amazing morning, afternoon, or night whenever you catch this particular video. You guys take care, and thank you for tuning in. And for those of you in the cyber bushes, please don't leave any random comments that are not helpful. It just makes you look bad. Okay? Take care. Bye now.